Hey, I want to do a random blog about something that has generally crossed my mind, and so I want to do the blog on. Sorry, the title is totally not correctly to where I am right now, but this is my point. Perfect yourself. Perfect yourself. I think sometimes we blame God for everything that's not perfect around us. And nowhere in the Bible does it says God made man perfect. I believe he left that responsibility to us. It says he made us good, not perfect. It doesn't say he said he made the earth good. Now we can look at the earth and say, darn, I know I look at the planet sometimes and I say, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And maybe for that moment it is. If it's good, maybe you have those perfect moments. And maybe it perfects itself sometime. But, he said it was just good, and so I go by his standard of good. Good in his case is really good. Really, really good. I like that word, so good. Because you can just keep repeating that, so good. Anyway, the point is that, stop blaming God for all the woes of the world. Never said he made us perfect. He said he made us good. So within that, good is the tendency. From a good tree, comes good fruit. So you should be able to have good things. Good things come out of it. There should be some good fruit. Like believing in your dreams. Some of the goals you should achieve. You should have some track record of, okay, I can continue to believe in this dream even though I've been believing in it for 45 years. You should have something, even if it's just a promise. There's been people in the Bible who has been promised something and they held on to that promise. Like Abraham and Sarah. God himself told them, they knew the promise that they were going to have a kid, even though she was 80. But the fact of the matter is, they were talking to God when they said it. That was the promise. It was like who you were talking to. There's another man that's, I don't know his name, but he literally was waiting to see Jesus, the babe, being brought to the temple. And then God said, you won't die until you see him. And years went by, and he started to wonder. But, wonder off what God said. But he still... he did see it. He was given a promise. The promise came from God. So sometimes you can go pretty far off of a promise, depending on who gives it to you. But there should be some evidence, depending on the credibility of the one who gave it to you. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that. But what I'm saying is the likelihood of good, somebody said, how does God explain some of the evils of man? It's not God to explain that. It's us to explain that to God. He made us good. That means we have the inclination to do good. So we have to explain, how do you get bad from good? If he made us good, then what is bad doing on the scene? So that's the reason I just pose that question, because I pose some other questions. Stop taking things so hard, folks. Stop holding on to stuff. That's always my message. Forgive. Literally. When we get that verse in the Bible, forgive us our trespasses, that we forgive our. Let it go. Let it go. Why hold on to a 30-year debt? If they're not going to pay you, they're still not going to pay you. You're just holding on to toxicity, And what happens when you hold on to toxic radioactive things? Your hand's going to fall off. Just, you know what I mean. But anyway, that was my point. You know, let it go. Don't harbor this stuff, man, because then it starts to affect you, infect you. You know, and then you become mean and bitter and the very things that you hate. You know, supposedly. You know. So anyway, that was a point. I didn't have a lot to blog about it. I'll make it very short. You know, I literally, if you have to, you know, if you have to forgive somebody by saying, and this is honestly, I'll do it this way. You know, it's not easy to learn to forgive people, and sometimes it takes time and practice. But if somebody says something stupid and crazy to you and hurt your feelings, and you want to choke them, this is what my nephew said. I know you be wanting to choke something. My nephew is funny, but you know, literally say to yourself, "I forgive you for making me so mad that for saying that crazy stuff and making me want to choke you." You know, just get it all back. Just reiterate it. You know, like, you know, ever talk to somebody and I was talking to another friend. You say something to them and you give them corporate instructions or you give them some instructions and they say, "Okay, I got it." You say, "Do this, da 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 da," and they say, You can't do that. You gotta let people know you're with it. Respond. You know, let them know you're on the same page. Communicate with them. You know. Reiterate it back. Say, "Okay, yes, I'm going to do da 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 da," and then that person has a comfortability and a comfort level of knowing that you at least understand it, and at least they can say you understand it. You know, you're accountable. You know, so they know that they did at least their job. So if somebody pisses you off, say, "I forgive you for pissing me off." I forgive you for making me want to wring your neck. I'm just trying to say, y'all. Anyway, God bless you all. Love you all. Love your no good rotten ass. You know what? I have a friend. I will say one more thing. I have a friend and she really gets on my nerves. A lot. All right. So we don't really deal often. But she gets on my nerves. But she's so absurd. So she can laugh at anything that is absurd. Anything that is absolutely crazy. Stuff that she says, I hate to even think about it, you know. But really, I think that she is a survival technique. And I think it's important because I've had other things that happened to me that were so absurd, so hypocritical, so just, God, that don't make no kind of sense. You know, that's what my mother used to say. That makes no kind of sense. None. You know, and it don't. So why try to figure it out? You just gonna hurt your brain, you know. But the fact of the matter is, this girl could laugh at anything. And she used to make me laugh at my mother sometimes and my dad. Cause they funny. They funny if you look at it. But you know, it's really, you gotta learn to laugh, because if you don't have that reaction, you know, what's gonna settle in? Learn to laugh at it. I think that's what they mean by stealing your joy. If you don't learn to laugh at it, it will corrode your funny spot, you know. So you need to learn how to laugh at these like things that really just take your joy. It will really just take your joy. Here's your joy, joink, you know. Learn to laugh at it, because if you don't, it'll kill your laughter. Okay? So learn to laugh at these. Find the way. Continue to laugh at it. Tell it the story again and again until you learn to laugh at it, or let it go, so that you don't bear this kind of, bitterness. So God bless you. Love you all, and that's it. Bye.